Hi everybody, welcome to Squishy Gaming. This is Sydney, and today we're going to start a brand new series. We're going to start Myst Mondays, and I've got my notebook ready, and we are going to try to get through Myst, which I think I tried to play it a few years ago, but it didn't really go very well. Also, I have my wine. It is some Pinot Noir that I got from the San Diego Zoo, and it has a panda on it. It's pretty awesome. And I also have my unbreakable wine glass. So, let's get started and see how stumped I get. And loading screen. I hope this works out well. I've never been amazing at puzzle games. I feel really lucky if I manage to get through them without walkthroughs or cheats. And I'm going to try really hard to just brute force my way through this. But I might have to just kind of cut out some of the me wandering around. No idea what's going on. Okay. I think I'm going to stick with Classic Myst. Let's look at the settings really quick. Look. I really wish that this had cursor lock. I decided to... I don't have a second monitor, but I do have an HDMI cable and a TV. So I have it hooked up to my TV as a second monitor so that I can watch OBS. So if you see me looking over here, I'm actually looking at my TV. But yeah, there's no cursor lock, which is now very ragey to me. Actually, let's keep it on medium. Oh, no. Ow. Actually, we're gonna see how this performs with the most awesome settings. I mean, it's Myst. Okay. I see a little bit of a difference in the water. And OBS is still working. Awesome. That does absolutely nothing. Awesome. Sorry I have a little bit of a cough. I'm gonna try to not hack as much, but yeah. Catherine, I left for you a message of utmost importance in our four-chamber wow. Sorry guys. In our four-chamber beside the dock. Enter the number of marker switches on the island into the imager to retrieve the message. Okay, so number of marker switches. I sometimes have a really bad memory because I just have so much going on in my life. I completely forget some things. Oh, oops, clicked out, sorry. Alright, so far we found 2. I think those are marker switches. Oh, that's creepy. Okay, so somewhere I need to find a date and a time. Is this recording the audio? Actually, hold on 1 second, you guys. I'm gonna test this. Sorry about that, you guys. I didn't realize that it wasn't recording the audio. It's trying to record the audio off of my TV, and yeah. See how well that works. I'm actually gonna turn down this music really quick. Yeah, that seemed to be a little bit better. Awesome. Sorry. Okay, so somewhere we need to find a date and a time. I don't know how interesting this will be to watch. I love puzzle games, so to me this might be interesting. It also might be frustrating to you guys to watch me really fail at this. Okay. I'm just gonna write down everything that I might need to use later. Oh! FMV! Oh, there's nothing. Oh! Hold on. Yeah, nope. Okay. Oh!
Why?
I don't...
Bring me a red.
Okay, I think whenever I add pages to that, so... add pages to FMV book. Oh. Ah! Sorry, guys. Ah! I found a secret tunnel. Need to stop clicking out of this. Oh, this is the rotate tower thing that I could do. Okay. Let's go up to the key floor. There's nothing up here. Okay. I guess you have to rotate the tower in a specific way. that tower thing can open doors in a tower. I swear I remember maybe the first thing I need to do is to find all of those markers across the island. Oh! Okay. Well, all the tunnel's open, let's go to the other side. Oh, there was another side, I just turned around. Okay. Huh. I don't think I can interact with any of these. Oh, I can! And we have a burnt book? Okay. I have called this age Channelwood, and it is a very different world. Though it is exactly how I imagined it, it is still amazing to see with my own eyes. Water covers this age as far as I can see, except for a small rocky island. Elsewhere, there are only trees, which grow directly out of the water. A myriad of thin wooden passageways are built just above the water and disappear into the forest. I assume they were built some time ago, for they appear aged. I am eager to discover more about this land and its people, but I have arrived here late and I must rest. I was awakened this morning by strange noises coming from a pathway adjacent to the one on which I had slept. I saw a group of monkey-like people heading in my direction. They had not seen me yet. I did not feel threatened by their presence. Their response to me was one that I never would have expected. After staring at me for a short time, they fell to their knees and began what appeared to be some sort of ceremonial worship. I tried to speak to them, but they did not understand my language. Instead, they indicated through enthusiastic hand motions that I was to follow them. Sorry about the blinking. My contacts are drying out, and I do not want to put on my glasses, so I'm trying to blink and be able to see better. As we walked, I began to notice that the waters below us were changing colors. Slowly, subtly, they would change from deep blue to muddy orange, then from muddy orange to beautiful clear. I was so intrigued by the water, I hardly noticed that we had arrived at a ladder. Climbing the ladder led us to their village, which is about 10 meters above the water and can only be reached by rope ladders that stretch from the lower paths of the village. From the lower paths to the village level, approximately halfway up the grand trees. It is very interesting watching these people carry out their daily tasks. Even after watching them for hours, I did not understand exactly what they were doing. Wow, this is a lot of text. At sunset, they motioned for me to follow them. I followed the creatures to the doorway of the enormous hut. Strangely, once inside, I found that the hut appeared even larger than it had from the outside. The walls were garnished with bright metals in the center of the hut, and in the center of the hut sat the leader of these people. At least, he appeared to be their leader, for he sat a meter off of the floor in a thick throne. Guards surrounded the strong creatures, who was dressed in many exotic, colorful fabrics. Next to the leader sat a very old human. At least to some extent he appeared human. His hair, which was only on his face and head, was completely gray, almost white, and hung very long around his frail body. His thin head hung limply by almost grotesque neck that could not hold its head up to look at me. But what a surprise! This creature could speak my language. Shortly thereafter, I was given a bed with some hand motions that looked to be telling me to go to sleep. I look forward to learning more. Oh, wow. Hold on 1 second, guys. I'm sure this is not the way I'm supposed to be putting this on, but this is what we got. Okay. As I suspected, the ancient creature is a human. but he is old beyond his reckoning, and seems almost insane. However, the tree dwellers almost revere him as a god. They are treating me now in the same fashion, which makes me very uncomfortable. It is almost impossible to understand this old man. His voice is feeble but wild. He has adopted much of the language of the tree dwellers. He himself told me he had not spoken our own tongue in ages. He attempted to explain to me the history of this place. The following is my best translation of what he has told me. Many years ago, the humans and tree dwellers lived together in this place, which was then a vast island. They interacted very little. The humans dwelt on the grounds, and the tree dwellers lived high above the humans. Occasionally, the island was disturbed by mysterious rumblings which happened randomly. Some sort of tectonic or volcanic action, I suspect. The sometimes slight, sometimes heavy tremors would only last a short time. Then they would stop, allowing everything to return to normal. One day things changed. The rumbling began and grew quickly to unprecedented levels. Soon it became apparent that the entire island was sinking slowly into the ocean around them. Many of the humans died that day, but not before sacrificing themselves in order to stop the sinking of the island. The humans who lived through this catastrophe moved into the trees, where they gradually died out. Maybe because they were unequipped for such an environment, but I am not sure. This is the story the old man communicated to me, although many details are very unclear in my mind. I am especially confused as to how the humans saved the island from completely sinking. In fact, I doubt the accuracy of that part of the story. The island... Hold on, guys, 1 second. Okay, I feel better now. A little bit. The island must have stopped on its own, yet the old man believes in the truth of the story as if he'd been there. And the tree dwellers worship him, and apparently all humans, as if they were heroes or gods. The old man ended our conversation today with an event which I will never forget. He began gripping my hands tightly, murmuring something about rest and asleep. He then said, "We had expected you to come sooner." These actions filled me with a sort of immediate dread. With much effort he stood to his feet. I tried to help, but he pushed me away with more force than I imagined his frail body contained. The tree dwellers quickly surrounded him with very solemn faces. They then kneeled before him. He walked to each and placed his hand on their heads. All the while he murmured words which I did not understand. Finally he turned to me and smiled. Then he closed his eyes and walked out the door and off the narrow path high in the trees. The tree dwellers were silent. This is a really long story. They began a procession down the nearest rope ladder. As I was descending, I saw several of them pick up the body. He had fallen onto a lower level of the walkway and carried away. He was laid down at the dead end of a short pier-like structure. With the use of some potion, one of the tree creatures lit the pier on fire, and I watched as the flames engulfed him. As this strange funeral proceeded, the waters around the pier changed to dull green. This morning I awoke, finding it hard to even believe the previous evening's events. The water is a dull green for as far as I can see now. For some reason, the water no longer shifts color. As I wander throughout the pathways, the creatures watch me, curious to see what I will do next. They are constantly offering me strange objects of affection, even food found outside the doorway to the room in which I had slept. This is a unique race of beings. I hope to learn their language soon, so that I may learn from them. Okay, and then we go to a different person? I have lived in this world for 3 months off and on, and the tree dwellers... Oh, it's the same person. The tree dwellers have shown great hospitality. I am even beginning to learn bits of their language. I have decided to return home for an extended stay with my loving wife and sons, and hopefully return with them. However, I am sure Catherine will once again refuse. I guess that's his wife. I think this age would be wonderful for them to experience for them all, and I at least look forward to how Cirrus and Achenar will react to the curious inhabitants. Catherine is staying behind as expected. My sons have returned with me, and they enjoy this age very well. They get along very well with the tree dwellers, and are picking up their language surprisingly fast. I have no doubt that it will not be too long until they can speak with the tree dwellers much better than myself. I am leaving tomorrow to check on Osimian age. Cirrus has suggested I allow him and his brother to stay, though the idea unsettles me. I know the boys are growing up rapidly. The hospitality of these creatures is such that I could think of no better place to leave them alone for a short while, so I will consent to their request. I warn the boys not to take advantage of the respect that the tree dwellers have for their ideas. They seem to understand my warning, and I have faith they will follow it. Wow. That's smart. Wonder what his wife thinks about that. Much to my dismay, upon arriving in Everdunes, I learned that Pran and her people are continuing to be menaced by the Kochtik. I fear for their survival and plan on returning to her shortly after checking on Cirrus and Achenar here. See Everdunes Journal for more informations. Okay. After watching Cirrus and Achenar, I see that they are handling things very well, and I think I can put rest any fears about leaving them in Channelwood again. And for a little longer time. The tree dwellers seem slightly distressed that I am leaving, but are happy that Cirrus and Achenar are staying behind again. I have been gone for over 3 days, and I have been to many different places. I had to tell Cirrus and Achenar about Pran's death today, and they were visibly shaken, although they only remembered her from their childhood. Catherine has suggested that it would be wise for Cirrus and Achenar to leave Channelwood for a while, and I have to agree. They will be returning with me when I leave again. I have told my sons that they will be returning with me in 2 days. They spent the entire night telling me of an adventure they experienced in my absence, and it was rather remarkable. It seems they constructed a boat with the creatures and traveled some ways out in the surrounding waters. I enjoy hearing them talk excitedly of their adventures. Ooh! My wine shook. This is a very long story, and I am reminded of my own adventures as a child. I finally understand why the tree dwellers have been giving me their many inks and insisting I write with them. Looking through some of my past entries, I see now that the inks have changed from the black I thought they were to various different colors. I have shown some of the creatures my journal, and they laughed and howled. I did not know how they had such a sense of humor. Even now as I look through this very colorful journal, I cannot help but laugh myself. We will be returning tomorrow, so my sons are with the creatures for the last night here. They have told me they would like to come to Channelwood again, and also asked if they can visit some other ages alone, though I will have to think over their request. I believe they have proven to me that they are trustworthy and responsible. Catherine will also have to help me decide whether they are ready to travel alone. For now, I must give my farewells to the creatures, for I do not know how long it will be until I visit this age again. Okay, that was a lot of reading. I'm going to take a picture of this page. But sorry that somehow you guys stumbled upon the reading day. Hope you enjoyed the story about some tree people, which I feel is probably very racist. Oh good, I can't read about the stone. Oh, I can! Let's not. Let's say we did. Oh. You know what? We can read more of these on future. I'm gonna make a note. We'll read a journal each episode. Sorry, guys. If you don't want me to, just say in the comments you don't enjoy me reading massive journals. There we go. I'm just gonna zoom past all of this and see Okay, I think this is important. So, for the constellations, I'm sure this is part of a puzzle. It looks like a puzzle thing. We have big star, dot, 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 big star, dot. And that is an anchor. Okay. How many of these do I? Oh, there are a few. Okay, and then we have an eyeball, which is a dot, big star, next to another big star, then another dot. And that is an eyeball. And then a snake is a dot and a dot with a big star on one side, another big star, a dot, big star. And that is a snake. You guys want to see what my artwork looks like so far? There are some constellations. I'm a great artist. Such a great artist. I say that extremely sarcastically. This is also my D&D journal, which is why it looks like it has tons of random paper in it. It's random characters and D&D stuff. Okay, now we have a spider, but not a spider, because it only has 6 legs. And then we have little star, big star, little star, little star, really big star, little star, really big star. And that is a spider, but not a spider. It looks very strange. I'll show you the picture in a second. Now we have a cross, and that is big star, dot, dot, big star on either side, big star on the bottom with a dot right next to it. And then we have an arrow, which is dot and a dot, a star, a dot, and a star. And then a flamingo for some reason, which is dot, 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 star, star, dot. This reminds me of like the cootie shot things. It was like circle, circle, dot, dot, now you've got your cootie shot. Yeah, me saying that is reminding me of the cootie shot things. Okay, so this is my artwork on this page. You got the weird looking spider, the cross, the arrow, and then I think that's supposed to be a flamingo or a bird, whatever that is. And then the last thing, we have a leaf. Dot, 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 star, 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 and you are a leaf. That's probably going to end up looking like marijuana. And that's my leaf. It's very artistic. Okay. So let's see if we can find anything else. This is a star book. Do you have any pictures? Okay. Okay. So take a picture of this. Because that's obviously telling me the order to play keys. Got that. So, blue book on the second row has some text I'm going to need to reveal. Is there even an inventory of this game? Okay. I wonder, can I click on all these? I totally can. They're all burnt except for the big ones. Took a picture of that. I don't know what that is. But yeah, that was the bookshelf, ladies and gentlemen. It was glorious and entertaining. Okay, and I'm guessing...
Monsieur? Are you? See you. Now. Help me. Bring blue pages.
I need to bring one book, blue pages, and one book, red pages.
I must have the blue page. Bring them to me.
Oh! This was a fireplace before. Sorry, I clicked out of the game. I don't think any of this reveals anything. So, sorry. There's a puzzle on back of fireplace. Make an image. Okay. Well, that was cool. I'm sorry, guys. Got a cool boat. Huh. Well, these are the same things that had the constellations. Oh, we have a third marker. And a fourth one. Okay. Okay. Oh my. Okay, some kind of generator puzzle. see. Oh, I think that's another one. So 5. Oh, that... Okay. Knobs control time on the tower. Apparently my character is afraid of water. Whoa, actually... Oh, it says Myst on the... Okay, here's another one again. Also, there are butterflies. So, 7. Looked like it darker whenever I walked in. Maybe I just keep going until it doesn't go anymore? Okay, it's right there. There's also a safe combination. There's a tree that has no purpose. That's always cool. Okay. Sorry for the yawning. Huh. Okay. I don't think that did anything. What? Okay. So there's a random brick wall. There's a spaceship for some reason. I don't know why there's a spaceship. I'm sure we'll find out about it at some point. But now we have 7 marker switches. That did nothing. Okay. Okay, we got 8 marker switches. Sorry, guys. Oh! I opened something. I think this is a place where I enter in the number. Three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Marker switch diagram. Okay. I'm really sorry, guys. Okay, I'm already stumped and I haven't solved anything yet. Awesome. 'Alright, well, let's try this again. So there's one over there. There's 2. 3. 4. 5. 6. 7. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5. 6. 1,
have to leave quickly. Something terrible has happened. It's hard for me to believe. Most of my books have been destroyed. Catherine is one of our sons. I suspect Agar, but I shouldn't leap to conclusions. I'll find him and Cirrus as well. Oh, I should have known better than to have left my library unchecked. Well, I've removed the remaining undamaged books from the library and placed them in their places of protection. You shouldn't have to use the books until I return, but if you've forgotten the access keys, remember the tower rotation. Oh, and don't worry, Catherine. Everything will be fine. I'll see you shortly. Oh, and erase this message after you've viewed it, just to be safe.
If you've forgotten the keys, remember the tower rotation. Okay. I have a feeling that's gonna do something with books. Oh, there's a day-night cycle. That's cool. Alright, remember the tower rotation. I'm gonna look. We already read through all that one. I'm just gonna... Wait. I don't think it's tower rotation. Yeah, I'm just speeding through this really quick. See if I can find anything about tower rotation. Of course, this book has pages that aren't working. I am very proud of myself that I pronounced Aknar correctly. That's glorious. Let's see. Okay, nothing there. Hopefully this is a win. Wait. Not really seeing anything about a tower. Okay. Wait, this doesn't even give me the option to go to tower. Does it? It just says nothing. Before that said library. Okay. Wait. Can I see something? That might be right. That actually kind of stopped. Oh! We got something. I want to see this first. That was really weird. I just spun around. We revealed something! This is awesome. Okay. 240, 221. I think that has to do with the doctor's chair? Okay. Oh, my hip just popped. It felt great. Okay, so 240, 221. It's awesome. We're finding things. It's great. Okay. So there. This is exciting. We're doing things. We're doing things. We're doing things. This is great. If I can stop hacking up a lung, it'd be even better. Okay. So let's look at the outside world again. Outside world. Actually, I'm curious. I don't know what that did. Hit a button and I don't know what I did. Awesome. So I think this goes here. So 240 is gonna be the time. Okay. And then we're looking at 2, so January to 1. Wait, what? Okay. 2, 2, 1. And all it is got a dot, a dot, a dot, and a dot. So, I was smart, I would say. I don't know what I would say. Oh, wait. Okay. So we're actually looking at is big star, big star, 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 star. We got little dot, dot. We got dot and dot, 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 and dot, dot. Okay. Hmm. This has to do something with those constellations that I made. Okay. It's something to do with that constellation, but I have no idea. That's confusing. Huh. So I'm really sorry we didn't get much accomplished today. I don't know how interesting this is going to be to see me just, like, struggle through it. This might be more of a streaming type game, but I'm still going to try to persevere through it. Anyway, see y'all next time. Give me some game recommendations down in the comments, and have a nice day. Bye!